Shalom, shalom. First off, I want to start out by giving all the glory, infinite praise, and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Chakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopeful elect that is out there pushing this truth in all sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth. Giving diligence to make your call and revelation sure. Shalom. All right. This is your brother Hashar from the Great Millstone Savannah Camp. Coming back in the spirit with another lesson, Lord willing, I pray and hope that it's edifying and exhorting in some way. All right. And as you can see, the name of this article, and this is from End Time Headlines. All right. So I like to go on here. They cover a lot of things that are going on pertaining to biblical prophecy. You know, even though they're, kind of, Christianized, reporting or whatever. So, but this is, as you can see, it says Russia and Iran officially ditched the U.S. dollar for trade. All right. And a lot of these are, they source other papers and whatnot. So I'm just going to read a little bit of it, and get into some precepts, maybe going into some, analyzing, how this affects the U.S., all right, how it affect, global trade, all right. It says Russia and Iran have finalized an agreement to trade in their local currencies instead of the U.S. dollar. Iran's state media has reported both countries are subject to U.S. sanctions. All right, so those sanctions, which they've been using the U.S. dollar to trade between them, because the U.S. dollar, all right, is the currency in which the world has and really, the elites have deemed that the U.S. dollar is the world currency for trade. Okay, and so for years the U.S. dollar has been strong because it's backed mostly by trade. All right, it's not backed by any gold. It's not backed by any, really it's not backed by anything. Okay, what it is that the U.S. dollar has been used to trade materials. It's been used to trade petrols. It's been used to trade, different exports and imports. Okay, it says, and now these sanctions, all right, that the U.S. has imposed on Russia and on Iran has basically been hurting their economy. All right, and so it's basically a war tactic. All right, to weaken or lessen the economy. All right, which goes to show that we are at war. War starts as economic, all right, and it stumbles and fumbles into physical war, all right. Propaganda goes on, all right, and then you get a full-blown war. It says banks and economic actors can now use infrastructures, including non-SWIFT interbank system, to deal in local currencies. I think SWIFT is like the I have to look that up. It says Iran state media has declared Moscow has lately been cozying up to Tehran, with Iran revealing in November it will provide Russia with Su-35 fighter jets, Mi-28 attack helicopters, and Yak-30 pilot training aircrafts. All right, it says the global de-dollarization drive has been going on for years, with BRIC countries and the so-called Farah states trying to ditch the American dollar in favor of other currencies. Back in 2019, Putin declared that time was ripe to review the dollar's role in trade. At that time, Russia and China considered switching to the euro, the world's second most dominant currency, as an acceptable stalemate, with the ultimate goal being to use their own currencies. All right. It says earlier in the current year, Russia paid dividends from the Sakhalin 1 and 2 oil projects in China in Chinese yuan instead of the dollar. Last year, Russia was cut off from the U.S. dollar dominating global payment systems following sweeping sanctions off the Ukraine war. Russia has declared it will no longer accept the American currency as payments for its energy commodities. This is big. It says, but will instead switch to Chinese and Emirate currencies. All right. It says, however, global de-dollarization efforts have borne little fruit, with the vast majority of cross-border transactions involving BRICS members continuing to be invoiced in dollars. All right. Indeed, exchanging BRICS members' local currencies with each other and with other emerging market currencies frequently requires using the dollar as an intermediary. All right, and that seems to be the end of that article. All right, now I had to pull it up about how much, basically how much in 2021. All right, which this is, like I say, 2021 is when they invaded Ukraine. Okay, so this is, going down a little bit, but they're 10th in what they export. All right, so 10th in the world in exports, China is. All right, and Iran is in the middle, somewhere in the middle, 85. All right, so 14 billion in exports for Iran and 400 billion. All right, in exports. Okay, 484, which is closer to 500 billion. All right, for Russia. All right, and some of the things. All right, I'm gonna come down here and show you what they export. All right, majority of it is petroleum. Okay, crude and refined petroleum makes up more than 25% of their exports. Well, all that is energy right there. That big, that big brown, I say burgundy spot. Okay, and then you got coal, you got iron, 1.85 of wheat. You got iron, gold, platinum. A lot of things being, being exported, and here are where they export. China is their biggest, importer. Okay, and here are in the purple. You got all the European countries. All right, which are gonna be having to switch over. Okay, and then you got the United States down here in North America that is has a little chunk. Okay, but all this is going to be affected. All right, this is going to affect the United States. Okay, all right, and as you can see, China and Turkey are the biggest exporters in for Iran. Okay, and they trade a lot with those around them. Okay, not a lot with the West. Okay, they have a few things that go to Germany. All right, and this is where you get your polymers, urethane polymers. All right, they do some oil, some nuts. All right, iron. Oh, aluminum, zinc, copper. So a lot of raw materials. Um, Acetic alcohols, I think. Sheeps. So yeah, they have a lot of moving parts, in terms of what they produce. Okay. So, and polymer is used in a lot of manufacturing. All right. Um so yeah, this is this is biblical prophecy, man. Okay. I want to I guess we can get and there shall be a crashing. I think it's Zephaniah 10. Let me get this. Zephaniah. It might be 1. Yeah, 1 and 10. All right. Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 10, it says, "And it shall come to pass in that day, saith Yahweh, that there shall be a noise of a cry from the fish gate, and a howling from the second, and a great crashing from the hills." And this is speaking about an economic crash, man. All right, because a fish gate, all right, is somewhere you basically sell and you catch fish. All right, so it's a market. All right, and the hills are these big governments, or what do they call it, Capitol Hill. All right, Wall Street, things of that nature, where money is transacted. All right, it says 11, "How ye inhabitants of Maktesh," and I believe Maktesh was a merchant city, all right, in Egypt. Okay, it says, "For all the merchants," yep, and this is how you know, all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. All right, and this is speaking about what's about to happen in America. All right, all the merchants people are about to be cut off and cut down. All right, all these people that have trades, they have these big oil tankers and ships, and they import and export. This is the global economy. All right, getting things to citizens. And America is we don't produce much. We just consume. All right, we're the biggest consumers on the planet. All right. And so when these merchants are cut off, it will create shortages. It will create job losses. It will create, total economic failure. All right. Verse 12, it says, "And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles and punish the men that are settled upon their lees, that say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil." All right. And there's a lot of people who think that the Lord, he's just gonna sit back and do nothing, all right, and watch America go on and be this oppressing, city all around the world, all right, going into other countries and destabilizing and toppling governments. The Lord is not, man. The Lord is a vengeful and wrathful person, and his eyes see everything, all right? It says, "Remember now, Salakia, Ecclesiastes 12 and 1, remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come nigh, nor the years draw nigh, Salakia, where the evil days draw not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Yeah, and this is what the Lord is warning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans through his men. All right, that, you don't want to serve, start serving the Lord, you know, in the days of calamity, in the days when everything is going haywire. You want to do it before. All right. You want to do it while you can. Okay. Verse 3, it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few. And, if the economy collapses, or when the economy collapses, all right, there's going to be very few workers. All right. There's, people are getting laid off right now. Banks are closing. They're working on this fourth industrial revolution, which involves robots and AI technology. It doesn't involve having a workforce, man. The elites plan on getting rid of the workforce. All right. It says, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those who look out of the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be set in the street, and when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and the daughters of music shall be brought low. All right. And so, hey, even these entertainers, all right, they're feeling, what's coming is, a squeeze. All right. And the squeeze is going to be to, get these people to ultimately participate in a new system, the new world order, all right, which involves taking a device, all right, within you, all right, by way of a palisade, all right. And so, and if you don't know, what these things or what I'm talking about, all right, refer to the scriptures, Revelation 13 and 13, 13 and 16, starting on down, all right. And so, these things are coming upon the earth, plagues, famine, and great, what does it say? The scripture says with great perplexities. Let's get that. All right. Yeah, Luke 21 and 25, it says, and there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars, and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring, men's hearts failing them for fear and for looking after those things which are coming on the earth, for the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. All right. So, there's going to be great perplexities, all right, coming upon these nations, distress, all right. A global economic collapse, like the article was still saying, a lot of this trade still takes place in dollars. So while they're trying to de-dollarize, there are still certain trades which have to take place in dollars. So they're trying to actively dethrone something that they have to participate in, all right, which is going to hurt the global economy, man. There's going to be distress amongst these nations, all right. You look at Germany and those European countries, they're feeling not being able to trade with Russia and not being able to trade with a lot of these countries that they get energy from, all right. Let's see, standing. Let's get that, standing afar. Yeah, Revelation 18. Um, yeah, we'll just, you know, yeah, I'll start right here. It says, I'm gonna start Revelation 18 and 9. It says, "And the kings of the earth who have committed fornication and lived deliciously with her," the her being America, all right, which is Babylon the Great, the mystery Babylon, the whore, all right, that sitteth upon the beast, the scarlet beast, all right. It says, "Shall bewail her and lament for her when they shall see the smoke of her burning," because thermonuclear missiles are ultimately what this will lead to, all right, which is this economic war is going to lead to a physical war, all right, which is going to end with thermonuclear missiles being shot upon America, all right. It says, verse 10, "And standing afar off for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, for in 1 hour is thy judgment come, and the merchants of the earth shall weep and mourn over her, for no man buyeth her merchandise any more, and the merchandise of gold and silver and precious stones and pearls and fine linen and purple and silk and scarlet and all thine wood and all manner of vessels of ivory and all manner of vessels of precious wood and brass and iron and marble and cinnamon and odors," which America doesn't produce all these things, but what they consume all these things. All the merchants get rich from the consumerism, all right, that is taking place here in America, all right. It says, and frankincense and wine and oil and fine flour and wheat and beasts and sheep and horses and chariots and slaves and the souls of men, all right. Yeah, because high level witchcraft and sorcery takes place, man. So, men's souls get sold, all right. Hollywood and all these actors and musicians, they all have to, sell the souls, all right. And all the nations have, reaped the benefits of that, man, all right. It says, "And the fruits that thy soul lusted after are departed from thee, and all the things which were dainty and good are departed from thee, and thou shalt find them no more at all. The merchants of all these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, that great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls, for in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company of ships and sailors," because that's how America trades globally, is through these ships, through ports, all right. And we have a big port city here in Savannah. It says, "And as many as trade by sea stood afar off and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city?" All right. And this is a beautiful thing, man. America is ultimately going to come to naught. These little things, these little sanctions and economic moves are going to come to a head, all right? And there's going to be all-out war, all right? And this is not going to be any regular war. This is the war to end all wars, all right? So I just wanted to do a quick little lesson on, the economic implications of, what's going on globally right now. All right. So Lord willing, it was edifying and exhorting. I want to end off by giving all the glory, infinite praise and honor unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ruchakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone that do rule and teach well. Peace, love, and salutation to the hopefully elect. Shalom. Shalom.